audio producer, Kaylee, not going to be in a good mood this morning. Just woken up in the worst possible way, he says.
Yeah, it wasn't ideal. Actually, this was Saturday night.
Saturday, you still mad?
Still mad. Yeah, it was very awkward. So my neighbor, one of my neighbors was having a party. And a Halloween party, because, they don't do that on Tuesday nights. They do it typically on Saturday nights. And so my mom came over and hung out with the kids with my aunt, and we went over to the party. And we're sitting there hanging out, and I don't normally stay long. I'll normally dip out, like, what do they say, an Irish goodbye? You just kind of disappear, like, where'd you go?
Well, you waved. There is no waving. You just dip.
I do that all the time, man. I just get too buzzed, and I'm like, if I start saying goodbye, then everybody's going to be like, no, don't leave. And then you realize, like, once you leave, nobody cares.
I do this all the time.
Yeah, nobody cares.
Yep.
Right? Oh, it won't be the same. And then you leave, and they're like, what? It's never changed at all.
Well, apparently I have a track record of not hanging out long. See, the thing is if I have some drinks, like, I can't tell you the last time I've been drunk. So I don't even know if my wife's ever actually seen me really drunk. I just don't get drunk. I don't drink that much. So I don't want to sit around drinking all night.
Especially with people that are drinking, because then it gets
right, because they get obnoxious and they just start getting on my nerves. So, about an hour and a half is probably about my time. And then I kind of get grief from my wife. Like, you never want to hang out. Like, everyone's always asking, why doesn't Kaylee want to hang out with us? And I'm like, it's not that. I don't want to be stumbling in at 3 a.m. and then feel like ass the next day. It's just,
fair. Trust me, it's not fun.
Yeah. So, like, we went over there at like 9, and then at about 10:30 or 11, and I wanted to relieve my mom of having to, I'm sure she was getting tired. So I did say goodbye to my wife and the host of the house, and I dipped. And I left Erin there to do what she does, which is probably rage on all night. And she's like, oh, well, I'll probably only be an hour. I'm like, yeah, sure you will. Sure you will. If you come home in an hour, I will be mind blown.
Just one drink.
Yeah.
That's
just going to stay for a little bit. And as I'm walking out the door, they're like, who wants Fireball? So I do that. I go home and I get the kids in bed, and it's like 11, then 12, and then I pass out, and then it's 1. I even open my eyes at like 1. I'm like, okay, she's still not back. Come like 2 a.m., I hear some like fumbling in the like kitchen, and my eyes are closed, and I don't know, I felt like it was like 20 minutes later. I wake up, sort of, and I open my eye, and there is my wife sitting there, petting a giant bullfrog.
What?
Okay.
In my bed. She's like, look at it.
Now,
and it's like...
And you don't have a...
its little neck like bubbling. And I'm like, what in the hell are you doing with that thing in my bed? And then it's like, she put it down and it's like jumping around my bed. And I'm like...
And I'm guessing you guys don't have like a pet bullfrog. This is one
We don't have a pet frog. Now, I have a koi pond in my back. There are a lot of frogs. And she was like, there are so many out there tonight. I just sat on the front step and there were just tons of them. But I found her. And I'm like, how do you know it's a her? And she's sitting there. She picks it back up and she's just petting it. She's like, isn't she beautiful? I'm like, get that thing out of my bedroom.
Your wife is interesting.
She is the best.
And she's like, look, she enjoys it. And the frog just... I'm like, who does this? I'm trying to go to sleep. I want to go back to bed.
I've had 100 nights like this before. When I was not with frogs. But this may be worse than the frog. One night when I was married, I came in same type as Aaron, 2:30, 3 in the morning or what have you. And at that point we were crating our dogs, and I crawled into the crate with the dog to feed him and just started petting with him. And she woke up in the morning and I was sleeping with the dog in his crate.
Were your feet out of like the crate?
I'm a
were
little guy, dude. We were all in there together, just snuggling.
Snuggled up.
Yeah, I think he and I were having a talk, and I just snuggled right in there.
He's a great listener.
You spent the night in a dog crate?
I sure did.
Wow.
Yeah, I
That
sure
is
did.
fascinating.
Passed
How
out
are
right
we
there.
just now hearing this story?
I don't know.
That says something. That reaction coming from the woman who crawled through a doggy door.
Yeah, that's
she's
true.
shocked.
That's true. Okay.
But mine was for a purpose.
Well, so was he. He wanted to have a conversation with
True.
the dog.
All right. I do that.
I think you were actually at one of my Christmas parties. I think it might have been the only Christmas party I've had the last 5 years when we were. Look, if you come to my house, you're getting overserved. I can assure you that.
Yeah, I know.
So I dipped out in the middle of the party and then went downstairs and fell asleep between two huge carpet rolls that were down. I was just sick of talking. It was going to be too loud upstairs, so I went downstairs, and at some point or another, somebody came down and got me.
Were the carpet rolls like what you were going to put in your basement?
Yeah,
for
something like
carpet?
that. That's exactly right. Yeah.
This will do.
They were warm. Not as warm as the dog, but they worked.
So I'm assuming she took the bullfrog outside. You didn't sleep with the bullfrog.
I don't. Yeah, I think so. I think I hope it's not jumping around my house.
The Bert Show.